Cheers. Your brain is not just watching your life, it's literally editing it every second. There's a tiny system inside of your brainstem called the reticular activating system, or the RAS, and it decides what you notice and what you don't. The filter between everything that's happening and what actually hits your awareness. You think that you're seeing reality, but you're really seeing what your RAS has been trained to look for. If that already hit something inside of you, you can just comment the words, "I see the filter," so you can remember this later when your life starts to get loud. Now here is how wild this shit is. You are hit with millions of bits of information literally every second. Sounds, colors, faces, emotions, memories, all of it. And your RAS is the bouncer at the front door that decides what your mind says, what matters, what doesn't. Let this in, leave that out. That's why you can hear your name in a crowded room. You suddenly can see your car everywhere after you buy it. You keep finding proof that people are fake if you've decided everyone is fake. Your RAS tags what's important based on what you keep feeding it. Your thoughts, your beliefs, your fears, your obsessions. The more emotional charge you put into something, the more your RAS goes, "Oh, that's what we care about? Show me more of that." So your inner script is, "I'm always abandoned. I'm never enough. Nothing ever works for me. Everyone lets me down." That's not just sad poetry. Those are the programming commands. Your RAS hears that and quietly starts scanning the world to confirm it. It highlights every scene that matches and quietly blurs the ones that don't. You're not just reacting to reality. You're training the filter that chooses the version of it. You're training the filter that chooses your version of it. Now layer trauma or chronic stress on top of all of that. You've been hurt, betrayed, shamed, or live in chaos. Your nervous system learns to stay on guard all the time. Hypervigilance is what happens when your RAS gets locked into threat mode. And suddenly it's not just show me what matters. It very quickly becomes show me what could go wrong constantly. So you start living like this. You feel every micro shift in someone's tone and automatically assume the worst. One delayed text can spiral very quickly into "they hate me." One bad comment outweighs 100 good ones. Every headline feels like it's proof that the world is collapsing. And here's the tricky part. Your RAS thinks it's keeping you safe because it's doing its job. It's scanning for danger. It's building patterns. It's trying to protect you. But the cost is that you start walking through life like a soldier inside of a war zone. Even when you're sitting in your room, your body never stands down. Your mind never fully rests. Now add a spiritual awakening into the mix. You're going to start seeing the patterns in people, the symbolism in media, the agenda in systems, the energy inside of rooms. Your sensitivity is going to go up. Your awareness will widen. You will see behind the curtain even a little bit, spiritually, emotionally, and energetically. And that's not a bad thing. But if your RAS is still wired for danger, your awakening will feel like, "I see too much. I feel too much. Everything looks like a threat." You start catching real patterns, but also creating patterns out of fear. Some of what you have been seeing is intuition, and some of what you've been seeing is old programming wearing a spiritual outfit. That's why this matters so much. That's why your reticular activating system is not just a brain thing. It's literally a spiritual tool. Whatever story you choose becomes the lens your consciousness uses to interact with reality. The good news, though, is that your reticular activating system is programmable. You can't uninstall it, but you can give it new instructions. Every time that you repeat a belief, you're talking straight to your RAS. "I always screw things up. I attract the worst people. I don't belong anywhere." That's you literally saying, "Hey, RAS, this is the pattern. Lock it in, confirm it, show me more of this." But when you start shifting the script even slightly, you start shifting what your reticular activating system considers important. You don't have to jump from "I'm worthless" to "I'm perfect" overnight. You just start with "I'm learning. I'm allowed to get better at this. Not everyone is like my past. Safe people exist even if I haven't met them yet. I'm not where I want to be, but I'm not where I was." Say that often enough with feeling, and your reticular activating system begins to tag those ideas as significant. It starts looking for evidence that you can grow, that some people do stay, that some things are working. Your outer world might not flip instantly, but your inner lens will start to shift. And once that lens changes, your choices start changing. And once your choices start changing, your life quietly starts to move around you. So here's the real uncomfortable question. If your reticular activating system is always listening, what are you actually training it to look for? Are you training it to look for more reasons to doubt yourself? More proof that you're broken? More examples how the world is against you? Or are you using that as evidence that you're healing, evidence that you're growing, evidence that you're not alone, evidence that there are good people, good moments, good possibilities still showing up? Because we all know this. We can't control everything that happens, but we can control which story we keep feeding. And if you're done letting old trauma keep your hands on the steering wheel, you can just comment the words, "I rewrite my filter." And let that be the moment that you stop pretending that you're powerless inside of your own mind. Because this is not about faking positivity. It's literally about refusing to let what's wrong be the only thing that your brain knows how to see. So here's the part that I want you to carry with you even after you leave this stream, after you close out of this app and back into your life. Your reticular activating system is the meeting point literally between your brain and your spirit. It's where your beliefs decide what reality feels like. Two people can live the same day in the same city and experience completely different worlds. One is drowning in proof that life is pointless, and the other is noticing small miracles, tiny kindnesses, new chances, because their filter are all tuned to different stories. So when you do the work to watch yourself talk, or change your old beliefs, bring your shadows into the light, and gently choose better narratives, you're not just thinking better thoughts. You're literally updating the software that your soul has been using to navigate this thing we call life. And over time, less hypervigilance and more grounded awareness will start to happen. Less everyone is my enemy and more I can sense who's safe and who's not. Less panic at every shift and more capacity to ride the wave. Less obsession with your wounds and more contact with your actual power. Because trust me, bro, this healing journey isn't no joke. You will start to see the darkness. You will see the corruption. You will see the pain. You will see the chaos, and you will see your own shadow. But you'll also start seeing exits that you couldn't see before, helpers that you used to overlook, opportunities that you used to scroll past, parts of you that you thought were gone. Because your reticular activating system is always on. The only question is, will you keep serving the old story that hurt you? Or will you start feeding a story that actually heals you? You're not crazy for how much you notice. You're not weak for how much you feel. You're powerful, bro. And now you know where some of that power lives. In the filter. It's in the story that you repeat to yourself. In the way you teach your own mind to look for the next one. And with that, I love you, Team Human.